To get started on the last lesson for Illustrator, download the Lesson 16 folder and double-click on the L16 Links Illustrator file. You'll notice that this is the same as the other one that we've done before. For this one, we can tell it to ignore all links because we're going to update these, and this is essentially what we did in Lesson 15. This time we'll go up to File and do Save As. Let's call this Social Plant. Keep it an Illustrator file and say OK to the options. Now, since we brought these in and we told it not to replace any of the links, we need to go in and fix any missing links that we may have. In order to do this, let's open up the Links panel by going to Window and down to Links. I'll drag it off up here, and you can click on the bottom edge to be able to see it. Notice now that we're missing this particular image. With it selected, you can tell it to relink that image, and we simply need to find it. Going to the Images folder, we're looking for the Hanging Plants JPEG, which is this one here. And then we can say Place. Notice it automatically updates it, and that error is gone. We can close out this Links panel. Now, if I were to send this to another person, they need to have access to all of my pictures, my links, and as well as my fonts. We need to create a package in order to do this. Go into File, choose Package. It's going to say Document must be saved, so we're going to save it. The name of this package, well, first we need to give it a location. Make sure you know where it's being saved to. I'm going to choose mine to be in the Lesson 16 folder, and we'll say Choose. And the folder name is going to be the Plants. We're going to copy all of the links and the reports and the fonts and say Package. This will give us a font warning. We can simply say OK to it. And then we can say Show Package to open up what's here. Notice now inside of this folder, it gives links to all of the images that we need, as well as whatever text file that goes along with it, and the Illustrator file. This entire package is what we would send over to a client whenever you're working with them. Now, if you want to save a PDF version of this, that's simple enough as well too. File and Save As will allow you to change your file format to be a simple PDF. We can hit Save. From here, you've got a lot of different options, but we're going to keep it the default Illustrator option. This way we can open it in Illustrator. Click Save PDF, and now you have a PDF saved as well as a Illustrator file. This PDF, again, can be opened in Illustrator. Now, if we want to save individual graphics as their own separate file type, say saving them as a JPEG or PNG, let's go up to File, down to Export, and we're going to choose Export for Screens. Click on the Artboards tab, and notice you've got all the different artboards saved as their own thing. Let's select the first 3 artboards. Going over to our options, click on the little folder, and make sure the Plants folder is selected. We'll choose it. This will create a submenu, and we want to save these up as both JPEGs and as PNGs. So we can choose PNG as an option, and then we can choose another scale, and this second one, may be hard to see if you scroll it down, can be a low-quality JPEG. Next, click Export Artboards, and notice that this creates 2 different folders inside of your exported area. Each one should have images of the 3 artboards inside of them. You can also export individual artwork. Going back to our main lesson folder, double-click on the L16 Share, which gives you a little toucan image. Notice that this toucan is both the text and the image itself. Going up to Window, let's choose the Asset Export. This will allow you to select individual assets, in this case the picture of the bird, and drag it into here to automatically save a version of it. Let's do the same for the words. Now that we have both of these selected, we can go down to our options, and let's save each as a PNG 8. When you click Export, it'll ask you where do you want to save it to, and let's again put it inside of our Plants folder and say Choose. Now inside of our Plants folder, we should have another set inside of the 1x size that has each one of those saved up and ready to go. If you needed to rename these, you can double click on this. Let's call this the bird. And let's call this the words. And then one more time, we can hit select both of them, hold down Shift and hit Export and choose it again. Now notice that you've got one that's not just asset, but also a PNG for a bird. The last thing the book's going to get you to do is to talk about sharing your work so that others can collaborate. Since we're not set up to do this, I simply want to point it out, but tell you that you don't have to do this portion. You can click on the share icon up at the top, and this will allow you to send or create a link to someone else that they can be able to open and view the work. We'll do this later, but just to let you know, that's where you're able to do that. From here, in order to turn this in, we need to create a zip file of your plants folder. Go to your plants page, locate the plants folder. Do make sure your PDF is inside of it. And we need to create a zip or a compressed version of it. Right-click on your image and choose Compress Plants. If you're on a Windows computer, you may choose to zip or compress. And this zip file is what you're going to upload to the class page.